Today we are filming from my home in Setauket Harbor, Long Island, a small seaside community about 1 hour east of New York City. Civilization as we know it would not exist without ships of transport. If historically catamarans would be great load carriers and past building materials would have been more suitable for these type of craft, I would bet you the planet would only have multi-hulls. Stable and wide catamarans would rule the oceans. The century-old question of which platform is best will be the subject of today's episode, Catamarans versus monohulls. We will talk about the pros and the cons of both types. Hi, my name is Gregor Tarjan of Aeroyacht. My company has been involved with multi-hulls for nearly 30 years, and not a week goes by when the catamaran versus monohull question arises in some form. I've owned at least half a dozen boats of both types for both racing and cruising. While I occasionally get the odd monohulls enthusiast justifying the merits of a single-hulled boat for cruising, the acceptance of multi-hulls just in the last 5 years has achieved critical mass. The fight, at least how I see it, has been won by the catamaran. Since there's no such thing as the perfect boat, let's first highlight some of the advantages of monohulls. Monohulls are cheaper. New monohulls, length for length, are often half the price of a catamaran and often can be had for a quarter of the budget if purchased used. This is probably the biggest advantage. You will also find at least 20 monohulls, new or used, for each multi-hull. There are just so many more models and types to choose from. Also, if you like club racing with your local yacht club beer can series, a monohull is your choice of boat, as most clubs don't have a class for cats. Another big plus is berthing and hole-outs. Finding a slip or travel lift for a monohull, which is often less than half the beam of a cat, is a much easier task, and you have many more marina locations to choose from. Monohulls, length for length, are also cheaper to maintain. Having only one engine, fewer systems, and less real estate to clean is an advantage we should not discount. At last, single-hulled boats are probably more fun to helm for short periods. I would not want to cruise on an angle, holding on to a tiller or wheel, but for a short race or 3-hour day sail, nothing feels as exhilarating as sailing on a powered-up, heeling monohull, no matter what size. You feel the boat and wind, and the sensation of sailing is hard to rival with a catamaran. Let's now talk about the advantages of multi-hulls. For me personally, safety is the #1 consideration why I would choose the cat over the monohull for cruising. Safety comes in several active and passive iterations, and let's go through some. Firstly, in case of a collision at sea, a properly designed foam cord multi-hull with properly engineered watertight bulkheads will not sink like a monohull. She might float unhappy and flood, but sink she will not. I have personally experienced 2 mid-ocean collisions, once with a whale and the other time with a submerged container. And I might not be talking to you had they occurred on a monohull. The most obvious and probably biggest advantage is the safety and comfort of a non-heel environment and the immense stability at anchor of a catamaran. While a monohull would roll sitting on a mooring, twin-hulled boats are as stable as a dock. Operating a boat on the level is obviously safer, more efficient, and less intimidating for novice sailors. Critical sail maneuvers such as lowering sails, reefing, and jibing becomes so much easier on a non-heeling cat. Level cooking, sailing and living aboard also means there's less chance for injuries, which means older sailors can enjoy sailing longer on twin-hulled yachts. Operating on a level is also less tiring and less disorientating, which means fewer get seasick and sailors make less mistakes and are better rested. A cat has 2 engines, 2 props and 2 rudders. This means double safety and the all-important redundancy of critical systems, which cannot be overlooked. If one engine goes bad, you can still get home and generate power. If this would happen on a monohull, should you lose a rudder or engine, you are seriously compromised. Also, multi-hulls have more flexibility in terms of privacy. 2 hulls provide more staterooms, more heads and more storage. For cruising, there is no equal. Autopilots are more dependable and work much better on cats than monohulls because they act on a level surface, and twin hulls and their underwater appendages greatly add in tracking. Also, catamarans have less draft than monohulls, opening up more cruising grounds, providing more shelter in anchorages and reduce accidental groundings. At last, some multi-hulls are faster than monohulls, both upwind and downwind. Daggerboard or centerboard equipped cats have the edge even over performance monohulls. Faster speeds also mean active safety, allowing some cats to outmaneuver bad weather and reduce exposure time at sea. Shaving off 5 days off a 15-day passage is a huge plus. There are all very compelling and safety reasons in favor of a cat that should not be overlooked. If one would compare cats to monos and talk about their relative price, we really should compare their living areas. Length for length, cats are often more than twice as large as monohulls, providing more room for living accommodations and more stores for cruising. You don't live down in the hulls as a mono, but up above the water. Salons and cockpits are all on one level. Designers also have more latitude in designing ergonomically optimized living quarters. Rigid composite biminis extend from the salon, and the giant cockpit becomes part of the social space in any weather. In rain or snotty conditions, a catamaran becomes a better shelter and a user-friendly platform. Inside steering stations, mostly facing forward with full autopilot controls, provide perfect protection, and salons allow 360-degree views. Typically, 45-foot cats can have flybridges, literally doubling the social area. Dinghies can be better stowed on davits aft, and there's more room for renewable energy sources such as wind generators or solar panels. In conclusion, the battle has been won. If you are looking to live aboard, cruise far, or just vacation with your family, the catamaran is the clear choice. It's a much safer, more stable, larger, and often faster craft. If you're seeking a day sailor or club racer, or your budget severely restrains you from going cruising, absolutely, go for a monohull. Whatever your choice, don't wait too long. Go out and do it. I hope that this episode offered some new insights and that you got some enjoyment of watching. A lot more information is in my books on catamarans, and you can purchase them via Amazon and ebooks. If you want to follow more episodes of our mini-series as they become available, please make sure to subscribe to our Aeroyacht channel so you don't miss any. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the water in a catamaran.